Hi guys! Welcome to Law Diaries Lex Comentarios. So for today's video, we are going to talk about Article 25 of the RPC. This is the Chapter 2 Classification of Penalties. So basahin muna natin yung provision na to kasi hindi ko to memorize, be. Musog tayo ng konti para mailagay ko dyan kung ano yung nasa provision ng Article 25. So Article 25, penalties which may be imposed. The penalties which may be imposed according to this code and their different classes are those included in the following.
So Article 25 guys, it talks about mga penalties na i-impose kapag may nakumit kang felony sa under RPC. So ito yon.
So we have the scale of penalties here. So the first one, we have the principal penalties. We have the capital punishment, which is death. And then we have the afflictive penalties, which are reclusion perpetua, reclusion temporal, perpetual or temporary absolute disqualification, perpetual or temporary special disqualification, and prison mayor. Then under the correctional penalties, we have prison correctional, arresto mayor, suspension, Destierro. Then under naman sa life penalties, we have arresto menor, public censure, and then under naman dito sa penalties common to the three preceding classes, we have fine and bound to keep the peace.
So yun yung under sa principal penalties.
Now let's go to the accessory penalties. So sa accessory penalties, we have perpetual or temporary absolute disqualification, perpetual or absolute special disqualification, suspension from public office, the right to vote and be voted for, the profession of calling. Then we also have civil interdiction, indemnification, forfeiture or confiscation of instruments and proceeds of the offense, and then payment of cost.
So yun lahat yung provisions under sa Article 25.
So again guys, yung Article 25, dito nakalist lahat ng penalties na pwedeng i-impose sa isang offender. So kapag wala dito yung in-impose or na penalties ng court sa isang offender, that would be invalid guys because it was not provided under the RPC. So for example, kapag nag-render yung judge ng judgment na puputulan niya yung fingers ng may kasalanan kasi nagnakaw siya, so that is illegal because it was not provided in our law. And for example, stoning to death, yung mga taong nag-commit ng adultery or ganon-ganon, that is also invalid kasi, again, hindi siya nakastate sa ating law or sa provisions ng RPC. So, lahat ng mga punishment na wala or hindi na-state or hindi included dito sa Article 25 would be rendered illegal. Another example is the penalty of hard labor in addition to imprisonment cannot be imposed because it is not authorized by RPC. This is cited in the case of US versus Mendoza. And also guys, the penalty of life imprisonment or cadena perpetua, which is imposed by the trial court, is an erroneous designation. The correct term is reclusion perpetua. So the penalty of cadena perpetua was abolished by the RPC. This is cited in the case of People versus Abudiente.
Kapag nag-render yung court ng judgment guys ng life imprisonment, that would be invalid kasi na-abolish na yun guys, and the correct term na dapat gamitin is reclusion perpetua. Hindi po the same yung reclusion perpetua at yung life imprisonment. Yung life imprisonment guys, wala siyang exact period na sinasabi kasi lifetime, di ba? Walang nakastate na period. So wala siyang nakastate na period.
So ayun na nga no, again, yung life imprisonment guys is different from reclusion perpetua because again, life imprisonment does not tell you the exact period kung kailan ka matatapos sa pagsiserve ng punishment mo or ganun-ganon. While sa Reclusion Perpetual, guys, it states a term. So, that is 20 to 40 years. So, magkaiba yun sa life imprisonment, diba? Kasi yung life imprisonment, wala ka na talagang chance na makaalis kasi lifetime, forever. Diba? So, walang forever, guys. Kahit sa ating law, walang forever. So, walang forever sa punishment. So, the correct term that we should use is Reclusion Perpetua and not life imprisonment kasi na-abolish na yun ng RPC. So, bakit ba na-abolish yung life imprisonment or lifetime imprisonment, guys? For the reason that it is barbarous, cruel, or unusual punishment which belong to the bygone era and is no longer imposed in this enlightened era. So, ganun yon. So, this Article 25, guys, it classifies penalties into principal and accessories. This article classifies penalties into number 1, principal penalties. So, ano ba yung principal penalties? So, those expressly imposed by the court in the judgment of conviction. So, itong principal penalties, guys, ito talaga yung penalties na dineclare or na-rendered na judgment ng court. So, ito yung principal penalties, and then we also have accessory penalties, those that are deemed included in the imposition of principal penalties. Accessory, guys, parang it can't stand alone or parang ganun. So, the accessory penalties, guys, are deemed imposed with the principal penalty. Even if the decision is silent as to its imposition, the accessory penalty follows the principal. So, kahit hindi dineclare ng court, guys, or kahit hindi sinabi or in-include sa kanyang decision yung ganitong penalties, guys, nag-exist pa rin siya kasi nga, accessory follows the principal. So, yun yun. So, the principal penalties may be classified as, ayan, usugo na tayo dito, according to their divisibility. So, number 1, we have divisible and indivisible. So, ano ba ang kaibahan ng divisible and indivisible penalties? So, let us first start with indivisible penalties. So, indivisible penalties, guys, are those which have no fixed duration. So, walang nakalagay na exact duration, such as that reclusion perpetua, perpetual absolute or special disqualification, and public censure. And then, divisible penalties, on the other hand, guys, are those that have fixed duration and are divisible into 3 periods from the word itself, guys, divisible. So, pwede siyang hati-hatiin or pwede siyang i-divide. So, yun yun. Now, let's go to classification of penalties according to subject matter. We have here corporal. Example for that is death. And then, we also have number 2, deprivation of freedom. Example for that is reclusion, prison, and then arresto. And then number 3, we have restriction of freedom, which is destierro. So, sa restriction of freedom, guys, anong pinagkaiba niya sa deprivation? So, yung deprivation, guys, is parang nakulong ka talaga. So, na-deprive ka talaga ng kalayaan mo, guys. Hindi ka free. Well, yung restriction naman of freedom is may freedom ka but limited or restricted lang. So, for example, kapag may kasalanan ka sa isang tao, you will be restricted na like lumapit sa kanya for some certain distance. For example, bawal kang lumapit sa kanya like 25 kilometer, ganun. So, restricted yung freedom mo. So, yun yung kaibahan niya. And then, the fourth one is the deprivation of rights, such as disqualification and suspension. And then, the last one, we have pecuniary. Yes, example for that is fines. Now, let's go to classification of penalties according to their gravity.
Gravity.
So, number 1, guys, we have capital. Second one, we have afflictive. Third one is correctional. And the fourth one is light.
So I think I already have a video for like classification of felonies according to their gravity, which is found in Article 9 if I'm not mistaken. So ito yung mga grave, less grave, and light felonies. I don't know, but I think Article 9 yun.
Now, let's move on to those penalties that are either principal or accessory. So, ito yung mga penalties, guys, na maaaring makonsidered mo as principal at pwede rin makonsidered mo as an accessory. So, number 1 is the perpetual or temporary absolute disqualification. Second one is the perpetual or temporary special disqualification. And the third one is suspension, which may be principal or accessory penalties because they are formed in the two general classes. So, public censure. So, let's go to public censure. So, public censure, guys, is a penalty.
Diba? Obvious naman kasi nandun siya, included siya sa enumeration under Article 25. So, talaga, public censure is a penalty. Ganun.
So, censure being a penalty is not proper in acquittal. This is cited in the case of People versus Abudiente. So, again, public censure is a penalty and should not be imposed in case of acquittal of the accused.
For example, kapag na-acquit na yung isang tao sa kaso niya or ganun, so hindi na ma-impose yung public censure kasi penalty siya, diba? Tapos na-acquit na siya, so hindi na siya ma-impose.
However, yun yung general rule, diba? The court in his judgment acquitting an accused may validly criticize the conduct of the latter in connection with the acts which is subject of the case, in which act is reprehensible but under the circumstances, the accused must nevertheless be acquitted.
Kapag yung act ng isang tao or isang accused guys is reprehensible siya or very wrong in nature, as in very, very wrong talaga or very bad, ganun. So, pwede siyang i-criticize ng court, ganun. Criticize means disapproval, yung mga ganun. Alam niyo yun. So, ayun nga. But, it doesn't matter, the accused is still acquitted. So, yun.
So, again guys, Article 25 talks about the classification of penalties in the RPC or in our revised Penal Code. So, yung mga penalties na ni-render ng judgment, again, na hindi na-enumerate dito guys, is considered invalid and, illegal because it is not provided in our law. So, yun na nga. I hope you learned something in this video, guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!